And we're going to start with one that could get pretty heavy, could get pretty deep. Actually, both of these are deep topics. And what we're going to start with this time is the new diversity rules that the NFL is proposing. I actually don't even think they're being proposed. Are they a done deal, guys?
They're a done deal. They're in motion.
They're in motion. So multiple sources, according to ESPN, who are people of color, told them in recent days that there are at best mixed feelings about a plan approved this past week that will award 2 third-round compensatory draft picks to teams that have minority head coaches or general managers. But here's the catch: hired away from their organizations. So I don't even know really where to start, but let's start with you, Greg. Should the NFL move forward with these, and do you like these diversity rules?
Well, they should absolutely move forward with them. Do I like the specifics? We'll jump into that. But first, I want to give kind of a background, the stats of where the NFL is right now. The NFL is composed of almost 70% Black athletes. So, we're looking at more than 2/3 of the players are Black. 3 of 32 head coaches are Black. That's 9%. Ron Rivera in Washington is the lone Latino Hispanic head coach, representing for my people. Good stuff, Ron Rivera. So there is a big discrepancy as to who's playing and who's coaching and ownership and all that. Something has to be done. So I applaud steps being taken. I have a hard time understanding the format of this situation. So to draw a picture, you've got, I always like to use the New England Patriots because they're always on top of these compensatory picks. If the Miami Dolphins hire a person of color from the New England Patriots, so the Miami's doing the job of evening out the numbers, then the New England Patriots get 2 additional picks.
Well, that would mean Brian Flores, when he got hired away for the Patriots to go to the Dolphins to be their head coach, then the Patriots would be getting 2 third-round compensatory picks,
which blows my mind. So to me, I get it. They want you to hire people of color at all levels and get them hired at increasing rankings throughout your organization. But the team that is doing the hiring should be the team that is given the bonus. It's sad that you have to give someone a bonus for this, but we're at that point in America where we have to do that. So I think the teams that are doing the hiring should be the ones receiving a pick, receiving financial compensation, doing something to reward them taking the step to make things more even.
It's complicated. What do you think, Marcus? Do you think the NFL should move forward with these diversity rules, and do you agree with them?
I absolutely agree with them. I'm gonna jump right on that with Greg. It's about time. When you have over 70% of the league, represented by Black and African Americans, you want to see the coaching staff and the front office to resemble that also, and on so many different levels. And we're not just talking about people who aren't qualified and just going to grab people. If you have 70% of the people who make up the players, then you have an abundance of players who can turn into coaches, abundance of players who can turn into GM front office staff who, to be honest, I feel like knows what it takes to run a team. That's what you need. You have to have somebody who knows what the end of a team need to look like. It starts from the top down, so give them a job, get an incentive. You know what I'm saying? If you're coming, if you're going, give them both 2 third round
everyone
picks.
A pick,
Everyone gets a pick.
Everybody gets a pick. You know what I'm
saying? How do you guys think it's got turned around to where the other team got the compensatory picks? Because I agree with both of you. That's really strange to be awarding another team for something that they didn't really even do.
They had originally thrown out the idea of the team during the hiring getting the picks. And then there was also some backlash on that. So, any route you take on this, there's going to be somebody that supports it and somebody that doesn't support it. And there's also, it's a 7-step thing. So there's 6 other pillars of support for incorporating more people of color into your organization. The way I look at it is, no matter what you're doing, as long as it's progressing people forward to having more Black head coaches, more people of color in the organization, let's roll with it. And let's look at it each year and try to improve it just like you would do a team.
What do you think, Marcus?
I think it also gets away of being real cliquish. As we all seen in the NFL, coaching staffs kind of move together. You know, this guy was over here with you, so I'm gonna bring him in because I know him. Or this guy over here, you know what? I know his son. You know, I'm him. You know, like so. I think it kind of just evens the playing field to now. All right, we can have those guys. We're gonna put another candidate in here as well that we feel like is qualified, and then the team has to go and choose and make the decision who's going to be the best candidate there. But you just have to have more seats at the table, to be honest, and that's what they're looking for. And I hope, and that's what they're inquiring.
Why do you think? Why do you think it's such a problem in the NFL that not as many black coaches are being hired as head coaches or even assistant coaches? Why do you think that's such a big problem with 70% of the league being black players?
Just historically, that's just the way we're coming from. You know, nothing ever started off perfect. You know, to be honest, you know, everything from professional sports in general had to be integrated, you know, to where now you have more black people. Now you have more people that you put in a position of power or a position to, you know, succeed. So as the tides continue to change, as more people of color, you know, regardless if it be black, Latino, you know, regardless of what race, everybody having a fair opportunity to be able to advance. And that's not, to me, just football in general. That's the way our country is going. You know, like it's a lot of different people out here, and we just want to make sure that everybody has their chance to keep on advancing, especially if they're doing a good job.
Yeah, 100% agree. Now, let me play devil's advocate for 1 second on this, and I'm going to think of Eric Bieniemy. He is the offensive coordinator in Kansas City. Now, would there be some concern that a team is doing it for the picks rather than for the actual reason that this rule is being made for by incorporating more people of color? Like I would just feel a little weird if I was hired all of a sudden when I've been turned down for a head coaching job, as Eric Bieniemy has a couple times, and all of a sudden now a team wants me.
It was the same thing with the Rooney Rule that you know, teams had to interview a person of color just during the process. But the reasoning behind it is just by getting that interview, just by going through the process, by learning, you know, the interview process, by getting your name mentioned in the media, there's a better chance for you getting hired in the future. And I'll tell you what, if you hire me as a head coach because I'm a Latino male, but I'm still the head coach of that team, I'm cool with it. I'm Greg Camarillo, the head coach. That's going to be all right. And then it's on me to prove myself. So yes, I mean, there will always be somebody that says you just got hired because of this. Just like, you know, people probably told Big Mac the only reason you're in college is because you're playing football. But that's not the truth. We know he's an engineer. He's doing some of our video work for us.
Shut up, people. You have no idea.
But, you know, there's always going to be the people that are saying the negative side of that. But you got to give folks an opportunity to get the job and improve themselves.
Yeah. If you don't prove yourself, then you don't stay. We all know how the league is a revolving door. So you have to prove yourself week in and week out, you know, and if you don't prove yourself, then you're going to be gone. But at least you get that opportunity to prove yourself.
Yeah, that's very true. Any closing thoughts on this one before we move to our next subject? No, you guys did a good job.
Keep hope alive.
Yes. Yes.